When E3 2018 happened, numerous PSVR games were announced. Among these titles was a mysterious game titled Déraciné, created by From Software, the people behind the popular Dark Souls series and Bloodborne. Though after seeing the first trailer, you could tell it wasn't going to be like those games, and for months people had no idea what the game was about, or even what the gameplay was like, which is why I've been so curious about it, and now that it's launched, we can finally see what the game really is. So, is it any good? Déraciné is a game that has you playing as a fairy. Fairies in this world have special abilities and cannot be seen by the human eye. You find yourself inside of a secluded boarding school, where you encounter a child that is trying to contact you, and from then on out, you follow and help these children with various things. The story gets a lot deeper than that, but I don't want to spoil anything. The thing about fairies is that time is always frozen. You can figure out things that people have previously said by grabbing sparks that appear next to them. The gameplay itself, at its core, is puzzle and exploration. At the beginning of the game, you are given two rings, one that changes time, and the other that lets you take life out of living objects and put them into dead objects. There's also an inventory system, so you can store objects found. The puzzles mostly revolve around you finding objects to use in different situations. Once you solve these problems, you are then allowed to travel throughout time to get into another level. The majority of the puzzles were pretty simple, but I occasionally came across a confusing or misleading puzzle, and it came to the point where I had to look up a walkthrough for a few puzzles. One of the most surprising things to me was the movement. Before I went in, I was expecting the movement to be locomotion, but as soon as I started playing, I realized that the movement was teleportation, though it's teleportation to set points, so you can't just teleport wherever you want. At first, I was disappointed by this choice, but after a while I got used to it and thought that it wasn't too bad. The controls aren't too bad either, but it did take a while to get used to it. One thing this game nails is the graphics and detail. The boarding school is really well designed and is visually really good. The textures are great, the lighting is fantastic, and it didn't look that blurry. Another great thing is the music. It fits in the game really well and just sounds amazing. Overall, Déraciné is a decent game. It's a really slow-paced exploration and puzzle game that had an interesting story. The story takes a few hours to really pick up the pace, and it did take some unexpected turns, but while I enjoyed the story, it wasn't anything amazing. I enjoyed my time with the game, but it's just not going to be for everyone. It's a slow, relaxing game, but it also gets a little tedious at the end. If you're into these slower-paced exploration and puzzle games, you'll most likely enjoy this. If not, you might want to pass or wait for a sale.